Hey people, what's going on? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. Tough Talk.
How is that even possible?
Tough Talk.
Whoa! Stephen J. partner goes,
Show some respect. You did not answer the question.
he's a bad man.
Bad man.
He's a bad. He finally said it.
The slipper's gone. The dress has holes in it. The cart turned to Tough Pumpkin again. So what else you gonna do?
I guess this team couldn't cover a twin mattress with a king size sheet.
Lights out season.
Lights out for you. Let's get as quick into the game as possible because I am not staying in this wig longer than I have to.
I want to part. Play it out, bro. While you talking this game. What's going on, people? I'm excited to have y'all join us today. I'm Stephen J. I'm here with my partner Goals, and this is another episode of Real Tough Talk. This is week 2 in the BQFL.
And this time we'll be covering the C2 division. So we're going to see a lot of upcoming teams coming in and trying to show that they are the next teams coming up, that they're talented and that they can compete just like anybody else.
You got some good teams in the C2 division, and we'll also be talking a little bit more about the B division. And next week we'll be covering the C division, and then we'll give an insight on what's going on, what we feel from what we saw. So we would have had a chance to see all the teams.
Yes.
But we're going to jump first into this C2 division, and this first game we're going to go over. This game is Little Rascals versus Wolfpack. Now, I thought the name was funny, Little Rascals. You know, the first thing I thought when I saw this team is, where's Alfalfa?
Yeah.
And wasn't there Spanky or whatever?
I think it's Spanky. Like, I haven't seen it in years, but I know it's Alfalfa, Spanky. There's Buckwheat.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think those are the two most important people you need to find, Alfalfa and Buckwheat.
Yeah.
But even given that and the jokes and all that stuff, this team showed that they are a top team in this C2 division, especially because of their youth.
And the thing about it is they have youth. They have some speed out there, and they come out and play with a game plan. They have a style that's all their own. Now, not to say that they're the perfect thing, like they're gonna be the champions, anything like that. But they show promise, especially coming into this game. So this is a team that's that people should be watching.
And Wolfpack is a well-known team, been in the league for a long time, and they're basically a veteran team. They have a lot of good playmakers. I think they're a team that a lot of people don't talk about, but they're led by Flash, who actually is the owner of the team. And this team is a team to be respected. We've seen them have some success previously in BQFL. So they're a team that you have to look to see. They're a team that you have to look to say, listen, this is one of the cream of the crop. And I think this is a great opportunity for Little Rascals coming in off of a win and now playing Wolfpack's first game of the season.
And we just have to see how these teams are able to to come into this game, because this game can dictate how they move forward after week 2 throughout the rest of the season.
Now, we're going to jump off first. I'm going to let you know a little insight. Wolfpack asked Mr. to throw.
Yeah.
We all know Mr. threw for several teams in the Bronx, and he's played in BQFL. He asked Mr. to throw. Now, given the circumstances, Mr. will not end up throwing, even though he's here. Yeah. And Flash is going to throw. So we're going to give you the insight, but I just want you to remember that. And we have a cool interview with Mr. at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. And you'll get your insight on what's going on, only the way that Real Tough Talk could do. But we're going to jump right into the game first. After a short pass on first down, Chris throws to John, open the middle for a decent gain. Second down, Chris finds Kyle in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Benji gets the extra point, 7-zip. If you look here, Reem at safety caught watching the quarterback, never sees Kyle in the back, and you're going to have Chris find him.
And this is a problem that a lot of defenders do. They watch the quarterback a little too much. You can't keep your eyes focused on one thing when you're playing, especially at the safety position, because you may have receivers cutting back and around you. So you got to watch where everybody's at. The fact that he doesn't allows the receiver to get behind him. By the time he's able to react, it's too late, and it's a touchdown.
7-0 right now, Little Rascals. Flash is going to get the start, like we said in the beginning of the game. On first down, he throws deep to Reem on the sideline. Short, picked off by Nas. Gives it back to Little Rascals. If you look here, Nobody's short, but I don't know why Flash should take a shot downfield. He's better off trying to run. He makes a stupid mistake here, and Nas makes him pay for it.
This is not a good throw anyway. It's not reaching the receiver you're trying to get to. So because the play is short, you're throwing it right to the defender there. I don't think he needed to throw on that play. What down was it, matter of fact?
That was on first down.
And there you go. There's your answer right there. That is not a good decision made by Flash. I guess he saw something. This was a gamble, and he gambled wrong. And now the other team has the ball.
Chris gets the ball now. He's gonna drive for a nice game, picking up the first down on 4 plays. Then he's gonna throw to John in front of the end zone for the touchdown. Finds John again for the extra point. 14-0. And this guy Chris is scoring. He scored on his first 2 possessions.
And the thing about Chris that you know compared to Flash's 1 possession, he's chopping up the field, taking what the defense gives him, and he's able to drive down the field all the way back from before he got the first down.
Yeah.
So this man means business. He's playing safe, he's controlling the offense, and he's able to throw accurate passes, and he's leading them into the end zone.
Little Rascal's gonna go onside, trying to put a little salt in the wound. The ball doesn't cross a 50, but Wolfpack touches the ball, and it's going to be recovered by Little Rascals. Little Rascals ball. I don't know what's going on with this Wolfpack team. I guess it started off in the beginning when they didn't have Mr. Throw, even though Mr. was there. Mr. guy who's won a championship in the C2 division. I don't understand what this guy Flash is doing. And you know when it rains and pours, another turnover by this team.
And what hurt them is the fact that 1 possession. Now, again, I'm not going to put this all on Flash and the whole situation with the quarterback. This is a fundamental thing that any team should understand. On an onside throw like that, you do not go and touch the ball when it's not past the line. You have no reason to. You see the player go run towards the ball like he has to get it, and he touches it, doesn't get it, and the other team is able to get the ball right back. After them scoring 2 times in a row, you give them the ball right back. This is the worst position you could put yourself in.
First down, Chris is going to throw deep to Nas, open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Reem caught looking again, and Nas runs right past him, 20-0. I don't know if he has a man crush on Chris. I don't know if he's hypnotized by maybe the football, but this guy's looking everywhere but the defense. He's looking everywhere but his guy. And you can't do that if you're the safety. You're the back end of the defense. You're the safety. The safety. If you're not there, what happens? Touchdown, exactly what happened, 20-0.
There's no communication on this defense. There's no linebackers pointing out, hey, there's a receiver coming, for the safety to be able to be aware that the receiver's coming. The safety, even though he's back there, he's not going to always be able to react to every receiver that comes his way. The linebackers have to communicate with him. The cornerbacks have to communicate with him.
Right.
Nobody's doing nothing, and because of that, every player is isolated, and this offense is taking advantage of every defender out there.
After a short pass on first down, Flash with 2 passes in the gap for a decent game, finally moving the ball. Third down, Flash pass is tipped and almost picked up by Randy. 4th down on 5 rush, Flash throws it up to John in the back of the end zone. John with a nice catch over the defender for the touchdown. Reem gets the extra point, 20-7, and Wolfpack finally finds the end zone.
This was a much-needed score by this Wolfpack team. They were struggling. They were giving the ball to the other team. Gave them 3 scores. If they didn't score here, there would have been a lot of trouble moving throughout the end of the game. But here, they score. They get their team some life. Hopefully, it rubs off onto the defense, who's struggling throughout this whole game.
Little Rascals are going to start on their own 10-yard line. And why did we bring that up? Because second down, Chris throws the Benji in the gap for a decent game. After getting the first down, Chris throws to Andy in the middle, getting him to the 10-yard line, 8 seconds left. Third and goal, Chris throws a count on the sideline who runs the middle but is tagged before the end zone as time runs out. But the defense is flagged for holding, and the offense gets 1 more play. What do you think of the call?
Yeah, this is a clear holding. Look at this play. Look at it here. The defender goes to get him, and rather than just let him go, you had no chance of getting him.
Right.
He goes to grab him, and you see the hold right there. That is the worst time to get a flag, when you're right about to stop them going into the half. Now you give them another opportunity to score yet again when they're already 2 scores ahead of you.
And what happens? 4th and goal. Chris finds Randy in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, taking us into half 26-7.
Listen, we've been talking about how the defense of this Wolfpack team has been giving up touchdowns and, letting them score. But I got to give a lot of credit to this quarterback, Chris. He's been able to keep control of the team. He's driving down the field regardless of what part of the field they're on. He's throwing deep when he's able to. He's able to chop the field up, and he's able to run when he needs to. So this man is able to do whatever he has to keep the ball moving, and that is why they're up 3 scores in this half right now.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Do I really got to comment on this? Do I really got to tell you the atrocity?
No. Don't tell me. Tell them, because they don't realize it, because they look at the score. Do they realize what's going on wrong right now?
This was one of the worst games, first halves that I've ever seen. Pass on first down, bomb picked off. Onside, your own man touch it. You finally score. And I think they scored more because of Lil Rascals not taking it serious.
Yeah.
This team is laughing at you. You're getting beat 26-7 by a team called Little Rascals. And your name is the Wolfpack. Wolfpack is supposed to be hunting. No. This isn't the Wolfpack. This is the mini Cubs or something like that.
Listen,
you don't deserve to call it.
Look. But you see, you're ready to murder them now when it's just the first half. Let's see.
My thing about this team is they're not playing like they want to win. This is a young team you're playing against. You got to show a little energy. And my whole issue is with Flash, because he had Mister there that could have thrown, and he didn't put him in the game. It's not really much more I can say. We're going to jump into the second half. And then we'll sum everything up. Hopefully they can make a turnaround in the second half. Flash on the return, runs to the 46-yard line. Has a lane but falls for an out. Of course. Look here. It's a lane. But what happened? He falls down. Flash on first down, throws in the gap for a decent gain. Then Flash on third down, throws deep to Mo in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Mo runs on the sideline. Nobody picks him up. 26-13, they score.
And I think this is the Little Rascals getting a little too comfortable with that lead. Their defense kind of slacks up, and they're starting to make the same mistakes as the Wolfpack did against them. And now you see their secondary not paying attention to where the receivers are lined up. Mo had a free release all the way to the back of the end zone. Nobody picks him up until it's too late, and that is a score for the Wolfpack.
Third down, after 2 short passes, Chris scrambles on 5 rush, throws a count on the sideline for a nice game, picking up the first down. Chris then throws to Troy open on the sideline. Mo misses the tag. Troy runs it in for the touchdown. If you look here, Trinidad gives them too much space on the sideline. They get the extra point, 32-13, in this laugher, Little Rascal.
And it's not much you can say about how bad this defense is playing. And I think that is what's been killing this Wolfpack team, and they haven't really picked it up. They got a score, but it didn't help with the defense because they're still making the same mistakes. Now you see a defender giving a receiver too much space on the sideline. You're not going to be able to react if a proper throw is thrown. That's exactly what happened. And yes, this is yet another score for the Little Rascals.
And what do the Little Rascals do? They go onside. Recovered by John. Ending the game 32-13, Little Rascals.
And this was a Wolfpack team that was dead on arrival. They came in not in the game. They came in without a game plan. Their defense played horrible, and I think that was the big losers of this team. Flash made a couple of mistakes on offense, but he didn't even get the ball enough, because 2 drives that he was supposed to get the ball, they gave it to the other team. So how can you win when you're not even allowed to get your offense on the field?
Mindy Beef, what you did was you were supposed to let me talk about
I'm sorry. So let me start with what you call it. Now, what can you say that's not positive with this Little Rascals team? Give the game ball to Chris, their quarterback, because he did everything on this team. He was able to run. on certain players, he was able to chop up the field. He was able to throw downfield. They had nothing against his offense. And these guys stepped up and played and made some plays. So they pretty much did whatever they wanted on this field. Their defense gave up 2 scores, but by then it was already over. They were pretty much laughing out there, having fun. And then once you get the extra point, you just put the nail in the coffin. I like the way that they played. They did not turn down their momentum. They kept going and pushing the salt into the wound of this team. That's how you got to play when you want to make sure you want to win regardless of what team you face.
I'm going to give my comments. First, we're going to jump into the interview. We're going to have an interview with Prime, the coach of Little Rascals. And then we'll go to Flash, the owner of Wolfpack. And then we're going to go to the interview. After that, I'll come back, give you Mister's interview.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there.
What's going on, people? Stephen J, Real Tough Talk, here with the coach of Little Rascals, the C2 division. Prime, let me ask you a question. First of all, tell me something about your quarterback. He threw 5 touchdown passes today. He looks like he's not only he can run, but he scrambles not to run to buy more time for his receivers. Tell me about him.
That's a great, talented kid right there. And the things he do is very smart. That's what you ask for a quarterback that runs. Like, you ain't got to always run. You can look down the field, and if you can make the hike or miss, like, step back, look down the field again until you see something. It's about getting that ball down the field, and he's doing that.
Was it concerned a little bit that you wasn't able to put the game away earlier? It seems like every time you had a chance to put the game away, you let them score. Then you had another shot to put the game away, and you let them score. It took y'all third opportunity in order to put the game away early. Is that a little concern going on following the season?
Yeah, that's concern, especially with the offense we went up against. They didn't have their quarterback, and I felt they should have never even scored. Special teams got to get better with the blocking and everything. Little things we got to fix as the season go along. They feeling themselves right now the first couple of games, but we're going to have to get more serious to get bigger wins.
You have one of the you got one of the youngest teams, I would say, in the C2. Do you think that youth may hurt y'all coming into the playoffs?
We've been here before. Like I said, springtime, Chris, we lost in the Final Four against Brotherhood. They went on to win the championship, so we got the experience. They got it. They've been doing it with me. They won a championship with me out in this division, so they'll be ready come playoff time.
All right, we're going to thank Prime. They had a big win.
Tell me your name. Prime time.
33-13 win over the Wolfpack. We're going to see them on the side. Great game. What's going on? I'm here with Ant, quarterback and owner of Wolfpack. 33-13. What happened today?
Yo, man, we wasn't even prepared to come out this season, but, you know, my guys wanted to rally. Darren offered us, you know, we could start a week late if we could pull together. He needed another team, so we came out. My quarterback is actually coming out next week. I won't be quarterbacking the whole season. I was just trying to put it together. But it was a lot focused on offense and defense. I'm captain of defense, trying to run the offense, pull a team together. It was a lot going on. But we got some practice, and we're going to come back strong like every year. Every year.
Speaking of confusion, that's great that you brought that up. Mister was here, and Mister said he was supposed to throw for this team. And he did bring some other guys with him who are very talented. Why weren't they on the field? Give me the first one. Why didn't Mister throw?
First thing with Mr. not throwing, it was about us being a team thing, and so we didn't get a practice. We didn't get to discuss any changes beforehand, and so as owner of the team, I decided my team felt comfortable with one of us throwing. So.
You didn't think that your judgment going to be questioned because you didn't have no rhythm. You didn't look like you was on sync with your receivers. So don't you think even though he didn't have practice, he couldn't do much worse?
I actually think he would have did a lot better, but I was thinking about the comfortability of my players per se. I can shoot the anarchy down when they huddling and they talking too much. I can shut that down. I run the team. Right. You can't say nothing to me. But then when I bring another quarterback in, then they're like, yo, you should have let Mo quarterback, or you should have let Reem quarterback because he's one of us.
Right.
And then that's when anarchy arises and no one plays together. So I'd rather to weather the storm and have my team play together. You see, we didn't scream at each other still. And, I mean, I got to go in a little late.
They was able to do whatever they wanted offensively against your defense. I believe he scored every time he got the ball. Isn't that concerning going forward in the season?
Again, we definitely need some practice. My defense didn't play as a full defensive unit since the last time we was on the dirt field, which was like 2 seasons ago. So we got some work in progress, but we coming out to play. We're going to come back strong. You know, we always was not given. Our defense is always known for it, so this will not happen again, guaranteed.
All right, we're going to thank him for being here with us. Big loss today, 33-13, but maybe they'll change around the season. Maybe this is the loss that they needed going first.
Mark my words. You'll see us second seed at best.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. We're going to see you on the site.
Like that.
All right, you heard what Flash said. You heard what Prime said. We're going to give you Mr.'s interview,
Okay.
and we're going to be right back. Okay. First of all, you like the TMZ stuff that only Real Tough Talk could bring. You know, insight on what happened with Mr. And we're going to tell you what interesting happened with Mr. when we talk about the other games later.
Yeah.
But first of all, first I'm going to give shout to Little Rascals. Little Rascals look like the best team in the C2 division. They have outscored their opponents. And in 2 games, they're 2-0. They have outscored their opponents 59-19.
Ouch.
They have outscored their opponents 59-19. They have outscored their opponent by 40 points. It's amazing. This team is, and their quarterback, Chris, reminds me of, no disrespect, but a poor man Shannon. Has speed like Shannon, can throw like Shannon. I think Shannon has a little better arm,
Yeah.
but and a little more speed. But when somebody says you remind them of Shannon, you take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Because Shannon is about to take over the game at quarterback. But I digress. Let me talk to you about this atrocity. Or should I just say terrible Wolfpack team. First of all, I love what Flash said. You know. I appreciate what he said. But I'm going to say what Shannon Sharp says. That's a bunch of bull jive. This team looked terrible.
Yeah.
He needs to get blamed because if he was on defense playing the way he usually plays, he's a playmaker defensively.
Yeah.
His energy is there, but not when he has a quarterback. This man is not a quarterback. I have a better chance being a quarterback than him.
Ouch.
He's not a quarterback.
And you throw terrible.
Yes.
So.
he should never quarterback again. This defense, this team overall play, not the team in general, today was pollution on my eyes watching this game. They need an APB on their defense because Little Rascals scored every time they touched the ball.
They did, yep.
Every time they got the ball, they scored. Now, you had him a quarterback, but you didn't want to let him throw. You're going to give me, it was threw the team off. And I don't want to hear that. Because what we say, winning cures everything. I don't want to hear that. He made a back haul, and now we're going to watch him for the rest of the season because Mr. signed with another team. And the thing about Mr. is Mr. came with Ronnie and Mr. came with Lob. Those are 3 good players for the C2 division that you would have had on your team had you played Mr. You could have always started Mr. and Mr. struggled. You could have sat him down. You still would have had these guys. But your ego cost you this game. And you didn't only cost the game, you got smacked around. You got abused. And you got embarrassed by a team that probably ain't even old enough to drink.
Listen, at the end of the day, he said that, they weren't in this game. He said that, they were rallying together. In his interview, he said that his guys weren't really comfortable with Mr. or whatever. Regardless,
This was their first game of the season.
I'm just going by what he said.
The bull jive. Like
But
Shannon
listen,
says.
but I'm going to be fair. This is their first game of the season. Remember what I said last week? It's game 1. Last week I said week 1. But for them, this is game 1. So let's see if these problems persist as they move forward. Game 2, they had the same exact problems, then they have a problem. So I'm always want to give the team a benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to give them that here. But after their second game, if they still have these same problems, this is what they're going to have to deal with for the rest of the season. Because like you said, they lost Mr. They lost all of these guys. There's a possibility that they didn't really care about all of that, that they still have their core team. We shall see if they can put their money where their mouth is.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up. Little Rascals with the big win over Wolfpack, 32-13. We're going to be right back. Real Tough Talk.
There we go. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is.
All right, next game up we're going to go over is going to be Badgers versus Primetime. Primetime is coming in off of a blowout win last week, 28-8. They smacked OTF.
Mm-hmm.
And Badgers is coming in from getting smacked to Little Rascals, 27-6. Now, this doesn't look good for the Badgers coming in after you just lost a blowout game last week.
Yeah.
And now you play a primetime team who just blew out the team they played. So, you know, I like the Badgers. They got a lot of energy, you know, led by their guy, Day Day. That guy is you know, he brings a lot of energy. You know, he's the guy that's willing to sacrifice his body to make plays. And I definitely like his style. And he's a cool guy. His Badgers teams haven't really earned a lot of respect in the C2 division. They haven't earned a lot of respect amongst the other teams because this team feels like the Badgers are just happy to be here. They're just a team that's like, hey, we want to play football. We're playing football. Mm-hmm. We're happy with that. And what do you think they have to do in order to turn around the respect coming from other teams?
They got to play with energy. They got to show that they're here to win. They can't come lackadaisy, you know, we're always just here, we're playing or whatever. They got to play. They got to play with energy. They got to be physical. They have to attack the ball. And they can't stand down regardless of what point of the game they're in. They got to play like they belong here. And
Right.
They got to show these teams that they mean business. If they're not able to do that, then they have no reason to be here. And that's any team. Not certainly just them, but that's how they have to come out in games like this.
And you have Primetime who's all over the place. You know, this is a veteran team, well known in the BQFL. But I see them get into stuff that with each other that should never happen. Led by their quarterback, Quick, who I think is a decent quarterback. He needs to stop with the excuses. When he makes a mistake, it's like, okay, that's what it is. I don't want to hear, oh, I thought this guy was going to do that. I thought that guy was going to do this. You take the criticism as well as you take the glory. He just has to sit at the table and say, I'm the quarterback. This is what we're doing. I don't see that a lot. I think a lot of this about this problem with Primetime is they challenge each other. They challenge the guys who's supposed to be the leaders of the team. And I think with that, you have chaos all over. Now, I give them respect because they're coming off of a blowout win over OTF 28-8. But then we seen them get blown out to blackout in the B division.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what primetime team you're getting and if they can stay with the formula and stay with the game plan.
All right, and this primetime team, first of all, note to them because we did their B game last week, and I got one of the guys wrong. They were kind of making fun of me about it. Football. I kept saying Birdo.
Yes, look at this. Reason. Look at this. This is football.
Yes.
This is Birdo.
Yes.
These guys do not look alike.
It's
That's
not that
racist.
They look alike. It's
look
not
at the
about
screen.
that.
This is football. This is Birdo. These guys don't look like each other. That's racist.
But listen. All right. My thing is, I apologize, but these guys know from the first season I did their games, the first week we always get somebody's name wrong. Always. First of all, you get everybody's name wrong constantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, it's always a week one thing where I get somebody's name completely wrong. I remember the first week when I first started, not to make the story a little too long, I got one guy, L Train. I kept saying his name wrong. Then I had
I think you call L Train Fat Boy.
Yes. So
yeah.
Listen, I made a lot of mistakes on those week one games, but I tell you, it's always a week one thing, and I always correct my mistakes moving forward.
Before he finishes up, one last time. This is football. This is Birdo. They don't look the same. That's racist. Okay. Go ahead.
But with this team, with Quick leading the helm, you mentioned that he has to own up to his mistakes that he makes or whatever.
Right.
But I feel like it's more than that. I think that this whole offense has to be in sync. They got to talk, they got to communicate with each other, and they got to set up plays where they're both on the same page. And if they're not communicating properly, the quarterback going to make mistakes, the receivers are going to run the wrong routes. It's all on the offense as a whole when they make mistakes, so they got to communicate and do it consistently.
All right, we're going to jump into the game. Badgers is going to get the ball. They're going to go 4 and out. They're going to get it before, after the first and go 4 and out. So, Pete with 2 short passes for a nice gain. Third down, Pete throws to Day, who runs past Earl in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Earl doesn't see him crossing till it's too late. Eli gets the extra point. 7-0. Badgers score first.
And this is one thing that I've been saying in the last game. You have one of the defenders watching the quarterback, not communicating with any other defenders. When your defenders are not communicating with each other, and you have one person focused on the quarterback, he's not going to see the receivers both running past him. Earl is not an exception to this. He sees the receiver too late, and that leads to a score.
We're going to have prime time getting the ball. Third down, quick, throws deep to Pig on the sideline. Pig stops running, picked off by Pete, giving the ball back to Badgers. Now I got 2 problems with it. One, why is Quick throwing the bomb to Pig? That's not what Pig does. Pig is not a downfield guy. Pig didn't think the ball was going to him because Pig is probably running the decoy route, which is why he stopped running. And it was picked off.
So that's a miscommunication on both sides. Quick is looking, Pig has the step here on this play here, right on this plate, in this position. So Quick was expected to throw here. He throws here. By then, Pig is not looking for the ball no more. So these guys got to communicate and know when they're looking for the ball. Like you said, Pig shouldn't be out here because we've seen plays like this where it does not fall, where it does not end well. So Pig shouldn't be on these plays
Running
because
that
they
fly
always
route.
miscommunicate with plays
Right.
like this. So I don't think that he should be out there like that. But Quick should know that that's not a throw that he needs to be making on third down when they're trying to get the first anyway.
And I'm not saying Pig can't play offense.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be doing fly route. That's what I'm saying. Third down, Pete throws short to the receiver in the gap for a decent game, but the Badgers can't get any further. They're going to punt. That's a great stop by this primetime defense. They looking like they was able to back up their quarterback after his mistake. Great defensive stop. Second down, Quick is going to throw to Lele in the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. Then Quick throws to Lele again, open on the sideline for a decent game, getting him to the 7-yard line. Second and goal, Quick on 5 rush, throws a Berto in the end zone, high, incomplete. But if you look here, Lele's open in the front of the end zone. You just went with this guy downfield, and now you stop throwing to him. Fourth and goal, Quick on 5 rush, throws Rudy in the end zone, low, incomplete. Turnover on downs, giving the ball right back to Badgers. They can't capitalize on this.
And they get to the end zone, and right as they get into the red zone, they're not able to take advantage. That play with Lele, he's wide open. That's a touchdown right there. But I don't think Quick was looking for him on that play, and because of that, he's not able to see him in front of the end zone. A quick dump off right there, that's an easy touchdown, but it leads to a turnover because Quick is not looking for these guys. The guy who got you to the red zone is the guy that he goes away from, and that leads to a turnover.
Sense. Second down, Pete scrambles on 5 rush, throws deep to Sean, pass out of bounds, incomplete. Third down, Pete scrambles on 5 rush, but is sacked by Lele. The question is, was this a stack? What do you think?
And I think that on this play, as you see Pete make a move on Lele gets a hand on him, but I think he just missed on that other hand, but he gets awarded the sack anyway. The thing about this play is, if you look at Pete, he's scrambling for his life out there because nobody's really getting open. So he's forced to make a play. By the time the rush is coming in, he has nowhere to go. So even though he probably got Lele kind of got away with a sack,
I don't think he would
have him struggling
and
like
I don't think even if he didn't get that sack,
he still would have got him eventually.
Yeah, he wasn't going to go anyways. Nobody's short. 7-0 Badgers lead. Quick throws to Warrior, cutting in the middle for a nice game to get the first down. Now, I like Warrior. That was a great pickup by them. Sometimes he gets a little too caught up. Sometimes I think he needs to, and there's no disrespect to him, shut up and play ball. But the kid is very talented. I got to give him that. This is a good pickup by them. After a short pass, Quick on second down, throws a Pig wide open in front of the end zone for the touchdown. Warrior gets the extra point, 7-7. If you look here, the defender's going to slide and leave Pig wide open, and Quick finds him. This is what Pig does. I think Pig is a guy you should look for in the red zone. He has a little size, he has some good hands, and he gets open. That's where he can kill you at. Way too quick to find him. Touchdown, they finally get on the scoreboard.
On this play, they weren't able to score in the red zone, but they recover on this drive, and Quick is able to find Pig. As long as he's able to look on both sides of the field and find his open receivers like he does with Pig here, take advantage of the defense, they're able to put up points, and that is a good touchdown pass right there.
Badger's not going to be able to do anything before half, and that's going to take us into the half 7-7.
And this could have been the Badgers running away with the game.
Yeah.
But they missed opportunities. First of all, that first time they get the pick and they don't score, that was a missed opportunity there. Then, on the last 2 drives they had, they couldn't even get the first down. So I don't know what's going on. It's like they're scaling backwards from when they first scored. It's like they can't move the ball now. So they got to fix what's going on with this offense, because now their defense is starting to struggle as Quick gets his momentum going and he's starting to put up points. They only tied the game, but Quick was able to get to the red zone twice in a row and score once. So that's trouble for their defense, but their offense has to respond by putting points on the board when they have the opportunity. They have to change that. They have to change that in the second half.
Primes had the ball 3 times, and they scored on their last drive. Listen, I'll take it. Quick is still trying to get the momentum going. Still trying to get these guys up and alert. Bad play by him, throwing that bomb that got intercepted. Then he got in the red zone but couldn't score. But then the third time's a charm. I think this is going to open it up for the scoring. I think he just needed an opportunity to start slow and move it fast. And on the defensive side, we have stopped this team 3 times in a row. We're stopping them from getting first downs. One thing we can say is we have a very formidable defense, and we're making plays here. 7-7, we're going to have to see what happens in the second half. Quick hands the balls off to Warrior as he runs on the sideline for a decent gain. If you look here, Sal gets flagged for the holding on defense. That's going to give him some more yards. Quick throws a Birdo in the gap for a decent gain. Third down, Quick throws a Lele on the sideline for a nice gain, picking up the first down. Second down, Quick throws a show in the middle, getting them to the 7-yard line, and they're moving the ball. I like the fact that Quick has built some rhythm ever since he scored at the end of the first half, and now you see him completing the ball and moving the chains. Third down, Quick finds Darnell cutting in the end zone for the touchdown. 13-7, prime time.
And prime time now comes out from that first score in the first half. It isn't like they're slowing down. Now they got their rhythm going. Now Quick is connecting with receivers, and they're able to put up points. Their defense, if they're able to hold the way that they did in the first half, I think that they can run away with this game in the second half. But now you see their team scoring points, and I think the Badgers are in trouble.
And then we're going to see a bizarre play. Primetime throws the ball. And the ball is going to fall short. Day gets the ball. I'm going to try to zoom in as much as we can. If you look here, it looks like Show tags him with one hand. He touches him one hand. There is no down by contact in the BQFL. So that means what? The play is still live.
Yeah.
And you can see Pig. If you look here, you see Pig's hands. Pig is not tagging him. He's waiting for the receiver to get up to see what side of the first down he is. As he gets up, you're going to see he's going to cut, and you're going to see a player running. Well, that's because the receiving team gives Primetime the ball, tosses it to them, and Primetime makes the return. Now, unfortunately, Ghost and keep recording because we never saw this play before. We figuring, and I'm speaking for Ghost, you're figuring the play's over.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Somebody's gonna tag him. The player knows he didn't get tagged.
And that's the crazy thing is if you see at the end of the play, you see everybody walking away from Day as he has the ball.
Right.
So nobody's looking to tag him.
Right.
Everybody thinks that the play is over.
But
if you notice, no flag, no whistle is blown.
Nothing's blown.
And one fundamental rule with touch football or any game is you have to play the whistle. You don't hear the whistle, so the play is still live.
Right.
So nobody understands that. Even I didn't understand that because I'm looking at everybody like, what's going on? So I stop it. So that's why when you hear that Day pitches the ball to the other team thinking that the play is over, they run with the ball. because they realized afterwards that the play isn't dead.
Now, I wish Ghost didn't stop recording, but unfortunately, it happens. But the amazing thing about that is it should be prime time's ball.
Yes.
Warrior, a member of
Prime time.
says the player was tagged. Meaning, he don't think his team should have the ball. He said the player was tagged. You look at the video, clearly it wasn't. Warrior told the other team the player was tagged. We tagged him. I don't want to play that type of game. I want it to be fair. We tagged him. So then the team starts arguing. But guys, if Warrior, what team would capitalize on this play, is telling you the truth and saying we tagged him, why wouldn't y'all not believe him? He's on their team. After Warrior saying it again, the refs, myself included, decide to give Badgers the ball based on what Warrior is saying. And Warrior was really saying it, not just whispering it. He said it to anybody in the park that would hear him, and Badgers get the ball. As you can see on film, Warrior was wrong. And he caused his team a possession as the game is only 13-7. This is something in my whole reffing career that I have never seen. Not about the tossing of the ball,
Yeah.
but of the team that capitalized on the mistake, arguing that it was the wrong call.
Listen, I'm not gonna kill this man.
What?
I'm not gonna kill this man.
You didn't have to.
I'm
His
not.
team wanted to kill him.
Yes, that's fine. That's enough for me. Let them deal with him. But if you look at this here, I'm gonna say this. There's certain plays where the player knows, maybe the refs messed up on a call or whatever, whether they're right or wrong. You don't say it out loud for everybody to hear. Sometimes you just gotta keep it to yourself. You can say it afterwards, yo, I think I got tagged early, or yo, I think I did tag this person early, or whatever. So yeah, I did deserve that flag. But you're not gonna yell to the ref, yo, I deserve a pass interference. I deserve a unsportsmanlike flag. Throw the flag on me. You're not going to say that. That's my issue. That's why I said, listen, I think that the team was enough to kill him on the sideline or whatever, because this is a missed opportunity right there for them to get the ball. A legitimate play that they got because of a mistake from the other team. But now the Badgers have opportunity to get the ball, and they get the ball back.
And I'm going to tell you what I love about this. The Badgers took it as disrespect. Mm-hmm. Because you have Warrior arguing to give the Badgers the ball. So that's like saying what?
That it didn't mean nothing. They're not going to score anyway.
So what happens? One, on a primetime penalty, giving Badgers a free play, Pete rolls left, throws deep to Sal, who has a step on Rudy. Rudy, one of the fastest guys on the field, gets beat. This ball's going to be caught in the back of the end zone for the touchdown by Sal. All sides of the defense, it's declined. Day gets the extra point. 14-13, Badgers take the lead.
I think them losing the ball kind of fried their brain. I think that's the only explanation that could have happened here. So much went wrong on this play. They decided, oh, okay, since they give them the ball back, we're going to rush in and force the first down. Give them a free play. But what happened here is it don't seem like everybody's on the same page.
Right.
Because you see here, Rudy gets beat by Sal. Now, like you said, Rudy's one of the fastest guys on the field.
Yep.
And he gets beat by Sal. Is it because Sal's faster than him? I
No.
don't believe so. I think it's because Rudy got caught off guard by a receiver that's running full speed. That's
Yep.
one. And two, Sal outsizes him. So he can catch the ball over him.
Yep.
Rudy's not the tallest guy on the field.
No.
So because of that, Sal has all the advantage in the world, and Pete gets him that ball for the touchdown. That was a great way to take advantage of a team whose defense is not 100% focused on the play, and that's a score for the Badgers.
14-13 Badgers. Primetime gets the first down on the penalty. Second down, quick throws a show in the back of the end zone, knocked away by Day. Third down, quick throws deep to Moss, cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 19-14. If you look here, Billy at safety sees him too late, and Quick makes him pay with the touchdown pass. 19-14, primetime takes the lead right
And
back.
now it seems like both defenses starting to fall asleep. If you see here, Billy focusing, like we keep saying, stop looking at the quarterback and start communicating with your other defenders. They're not doing that, and because of that, Quick takes advantage and finds Moss in the end zone for another touchdown. And now it seems like the offenses are beating up each defenses on both sides right now.
Day-Day's going to get the return all the way to the 30-yard line. Pete rolls right on 5 rush, but it's sacked by Lele. That's a big sack, shutting down Pete's opportunity to run. Big play by Lele. Second down, Pete throws to Billy in the back of the end zone, knocked away by Warrior. Third down, Pete throws it up to Sean in the end zone. Sean jumps over Warrior with the catch for the touchdown. Pitt tries to strip the ball rather than go for the hit. 20-19, Badgers score right back.
And their brain is still fried on this play. If you look here, first of all, Warrior, he made a good play in the last play. This play, he had no chance. Because if you look at Sean, his height and his wingspan, the way he jumped for that ball, Warrior had absolutely no chance to defend this play. He tried, but Pig was in position to knock the ball out or to hit him. I'm, for one, am for the contact. Pig doesn't do that. He tries to strip him as he comes down. It ain't happening. Sean comes down with the ball, and they get yet another touchdown on this Badgers for this Badgers team.
Bottom line, Sean jumped to the 5th floor and dropped Warrior off at the 2nd. Hey, Warrior, you just made a highlight reel, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
Sean needs to put his signature on this poster right here because he posterized Warrior. 20-19, Badgers. Quick gets the ball. He's going to throw the dart on the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Second down, Quick throws a Warrior who runs on the sideline for a nice gain, getting to the 5-yard line. 37 seconds left. 3rd and goal. Quick finds Bird on the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Badgers give too much space on the defense, and Quick makes him pay again. 25-20. Primetime scores again.
And these guys are too spread out. I think that they were worried about the deep bomb that happened before with Moss. I think that those downfield throws, I think that's why they was worried about the back rather than taking the defender short, and that's why they were able to get so much yards before they got into the end zone. And you see Warrior, yes, he got the touchdown thrown on him or whatever, the catch on him, but it didn't slow him down on offense. He makes a decent play to help them drive down the field. Doesn't slow him down, doesn't rattle him, and Quick is able to complete it with the touchdown pass there.
Pete gets the ball on 5 rush. She's going to have a decent game for the first down and get out of bounds, but there's going to be a flag pushing him back. Then Pete attempts to throw it up, picked off by Rudy, ending the game, primetime with the win, 25-20 with the win over the back.
Now, I'm going to say this about this last drive. Were they 100% had the opportunity to score with the field position that they had? I can't say that. But if you look at this play, I'm going to break down the last two plays.
Yep, go ahead.
You look at this play, you see Pete, 5 rush, he runs out of bounds, trying to stop the clock, he gets the first down. Billy here decides to do 2 things wrong. Late hit and a block in the back. So it could have been either or. The fact that he gets a flag at all is what kills this drive right here. All the yards that Pete was able to get was lost, and because of that, it lessened their chance of getting down the field and it end up with them getting stopped. So little things like this hurt them. This is what happened when Primetime made the same mistake, and they were able to score, but then they end up killing their chances on their own last drive. So this is them needing to not make mistakes like that in this point of the game. Yes, it was close, but there was a lot of opportunities that they missed. From the beginning of the game with that missed opportunity with the interception, they couldn't score. They couldn't drive to the first down. The last 2 drives at a half, they started off slow in the second. They pick it up, but it wasn't enough. That's why you got to start early and be consistent. And they weren't. I think that those 2 drives where they weren't even able to get the first down, that's what killed them in this game. Because they were able to compete all the way till then. You get the first downs on these plays, the game will be probably completely different. But because of then, they're left behind and they're not able to recover, and it unfortunately leads to a loss. They played better than the last game, but it's not enough for them to get the win against Primetime.
Primetime comes over to win 25-20. Positive about this game? You stopped Badgers in the first half after they scored their first touchdown. You stopped them 3 times in a row. That's a positive. Play good defense. What's the other positive? Quick scored after being stopped when throwing intel on first down, on third down, and getting stopped in the red zone. Quick scored on his next 4 possessions. That's huge.
Yeah.
That was positives. What's the negative? Badgers got blown out last week, 27-6 to Little Rascals. They was able to score 20 points on you. That's one. That's the problem. Badgers scored 2 out of their last 3 possessions. And had it not been for a terrible play by their offense making a bad penalty, you don't know what could have happened. That's a question on your defense. Then, Warrior arguing to help the other team get the ball back. Now, I respect the fact that you want to be fair, but you should leave the officiating to the officials. Let's see if you admit when you hold. Let's see if you admit when you make a pass interference. Let's see you admit when you step out of bounds. If you're not going to keep that same energy all the time, to be honest, don't do it here. One, if you look, after that, it fired up the Badgers because they felt you didn't respect them. You were willing to give them the ball back.
Yep.
Then it let down your teammates, your brothers. You took a possession from your brothers. That's another mistake. This team can score.
Yeah.
I give it to them. I don't think they're better than the Little Rascals. I think the Little Rascals are better than them offensively. I think they can be a top team in this division. But they need to find their leader. And whoever the leader is going to be, if it's going to be Quick, he has to have the last say on offense. Whoever's the defensive captain, because I still don't know. I don't know if it's Pratt, because we didn't see Pratt this week.
Yeah.
They need to figure out their identity. This team been playing too long to be going through these same arguments with each other. They need to fix that. Now, the thing about Warrior, once again, Warrior was a great player when I saw him come to this primetime team. But the same thing I've seen him do when he was on his last team, he's doing here. He argues when he don't get the ball certain times when he's open. He's arguing with these guys on the field. He needs to be a leader, one of the leaders. And remember also, he's a newbie on this team. You have to earn your opportunity to criticize. He hasn't earned it yet. He needs to play ball. I think he's one of their most talented players. But he needs to play his role. Primetime has an opportunity to win this C2 division. But until they come together and realize what they are, if they're a unit or they're individuals, they need to figure that out. Or it's going to be a long season. Now, I'm not going to kill them because they won their life. They're 2-0. Yeah. But Little Rascals is a team you want to watch out for. I think HGH, is possible. But Primetime is a top team in this division and needs to keep that stranglehold on by playing together and not keeping teams in the game. Like I said, you just gave up 20 points to a team that scored 6 last week.
Yep.
That being said, we're going to wrap this game up. 25-20 Primetime with the win over Badgers. We're going to be right back.